Hello, everyone. You got a little sneak peek of me there. Welcome to this week's Ministerial Musing. And, as we continue this deep dive into curiosity, the thing that I've been thinking about is how little grace we give ourselves, how little curiosity we have for our own actions and intentions and behaviors and ideas and thoughts and beliefs and all of that. And what I mean by that is, we're so quick when somebody, especially somebody that we love or we care about, when somebody does something that perhaps hurts us or that we don't understand, we often approach them with curiosity, with this attitude of, well, you probably meant well, so tell me more. And yet, in our own lives, we beat ourselves up so bad for everything, the mistakes that we make, the mistakes we don't make, the things we do, the things we don't do, this and that and the other. We are constantly ready and here eager to beat ourselves up, often for things that at the time we had the best of intentions. You don't often wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to be a total jerk today. And then something might happen where you come across as a total jerk, and instead of being like, hey, I'm going to be curious, I'm going to ask myself, tell me more. What led me to respond or to react in this way? Instead, we immediately start beating ourselves up for what we said or what we did or how we showed up. And so this week, I have really been leaning into, what does showing up to myself with curiosity look like? What does it look like to approach myself and present me, the things that have just happened, but also the past me, that instead of approaching with this idea of you should have done better or having regrets or things like that, instead approaching with this idea of, tell me more. Who was that person that showed up? I'm not her anymore. I am not the same person I was 15 years ago. Heck, I'm not even the same person I was a year ago or 5 years ago. And yet, I still, my automatic inclination is to judge 15 years ago me with the same eyes that I have now, the same outlook on life that I have now. I didn't have the tools, the skill sets, the abilities, the resources then that I have now. And yet, instead of approaching that me with curiosity, with gentleness, with grace, with love, with kindness, with compassion, with empathy, instead I approach her with this harshness. And I do that with even the me today. When something goes wrong or I make a mistake or I say the wrong thing, boy, I am so quick to immediately beat myself up and to make myself wrong, instead of saying, hey, what was I trying to do there? What was your intention? What was your intention, Reverend Chris? It probably wasn't that. And so how can I love me through this? And then how can I support me in cleaning up any mess that I may have made? How can I use this as an opportunity to learn and to grow and to step into my own innate curiosity instead of immediately stepping into judgment or making myself wrong? So that's what I'm going to be practicing this week, is more gentleness, more curiosity for myself that leads to gentleness, that leads to grace, that leads to just a little bit of surrender, a little bit of compassion for myself. I'm doing the best I can, and I would hazard a guess that you're doing the best you can as well, and that you too deserve just as much grace and curiosity as anybody else. You are worthy of your own exploration, your own curiosity, your own reaching out and asking yourself questions rather than jumping to judgment or conclusions. So, what would it be like to show up to yourself with the same curiosity that you extend to others? Think about it and maybe ask yourself a few more questions this week as you move about your week. I love you all.